Good morning, y'all. It's Brooke with Mrs. Cog Hill Farm, and boy, oh boy, I was out here gonna take care of the chickens first of all, gather eggs, see how many we got, when the garden caught my eye. Jason loves to garden, as most of you guys know, and I just do what he tells me to. But I do enjoy cooking with the things that he grows in the garden. Thanks to all of you who sent me your recipes regarding kale, because that's something that we haven't cooked a lot with in the past. We know how to make a salad with kale, and we've made a couple of soups pertaining to kale, but you guys had some excellent ideas on different recipes, and they were all so different. So thank you guys for that. But before we move on to the chickens and see how they're doing, I just had to come over here and show y'all the beautiful, beautiful greens that are growing in the garden. But one particular thing caught my eye, and that was the calendula flowers. Now, they are not in any way in their prime yet. We are just getting started, but y'all just take a peek. I don't know if it's showing up on camera because there are not a whole lot of blooms yet. But what is blooming is so beautiful. You just don't see this kind of color this time of the year. I think of growing pansies, Johnny jump ups, your ornamental cabbage and snapdragons, things like that. But the calendula flower that has medicinal purposes as well for salves and different things that you can make with it too. It's just beautiful. I am in love with these flowers. We grew them last year, and it just adds a touch of color to the garden when everything is showing up so green and lush. Look here. Isn't that beautiful? And I freeze dried some of these last year and gave them to Miss Laura over at Simply Making It, who makes wonderful lotions and soaps and all things that are good for the body. So y'all, if you want to add a touch of color to your fall garden, or not even a garden, just a container, consider the calendula flower, because I'm very impressed. Another thing I'm impressed with is this cabbage. Jason has never been able to grow cabbage to where it forms a nice head on it. So our Thanksgiving may be full of kale recipes, cabbage. We love to quarter cabbage, put olive oil, salt, and pepper, or even add a seasoning that we have made here in Alabama called Southern Flavor. It is delicious on cabbage, just baked in the oven at a high temperature, and boy, oh boy, you're in for a treat. Y'all look at the heads on the cabbage. I mean, there's no doubt that he can call himself being able to grow cabbage from this point forward, because it's absolutely beautiful. Everything is beautiful. Look at this. Just beautiful. All right, so on to what I do know about, and that's chickens. So we moved the bus to a grassy area. We had been moving them from garden plot to garden plot, getting the soil ready to plant for our spring and summer garden. And our last location where they were was where we grew the sun hemp, which was the pretty yellow flowers. So we wanted them to be able to get all of the leftover sun hemp up. Has lots of protein in it, good for animals, as well as adding nitrogen to your soil. But we needed to come up with a different area. So we decided to move them to this grassy area that's never been worked over here in front of the greenhouse. And they're loving it. They are absolutely appreciating being on new ground. And there again, we'll be able to utilize this spot in the future to grow vegetables. And then after it sits for a while, we'll plant a cover crop in it. The process is never ending. So I am really enjoying having this mobile chicken coop for not only for the hens, but for us. I mean, they're they're accomplishing two things. They're laying lots of eggs sometimes, and then they're fertilizing our soil for us. So speaking of eggs, have y'all seen the news lately that chicken eggs are potentially going to be in short supply again? That just bothers me. They say it's due to another bird flu outbreak, and that's been the ongoing case for the past several years. So look for your chicken eggs to go up in price again. Now, this is the time of the year where hens start laying a lower number of eggs due to the amount of light they receive. Now, we don't add any supplemental light to ours, but some people do, to allow them to feel like it's summertime. And the extra amount of light that's given by artificial light will make them lay more eggs. However, we don't do that here. It's just our choice, but it is a way to get more eggs out of your hens. So I'm not expecting to get many eggs today, but let's just go see how they're doing. So I threw the girls some scratch out because today is a day that I need to fill their feeder up. This feeder holds 50 pounds of feed, and we keep it filled up so we know that they're not going to run out of food. Uh-oh! Somebody got upset. And I feel like if you keep food out all the time, they're not going to overeat. They eat until their bellies are full, unlike goats. If you were to do this with a goat, they would consume the entire 50 pounds at one time. But chickens, they're totally different. Peaches would do the same thing. She'd eat the entire 50 pounds. Top it off for you. There y'all go. Looks like our next rain chance is going to be Thanksgiving Day here. So appears it's going to rain all day Thanksgiving. But we need it. We sure do need it. All right, into the coop we go. We're hopefully, I think I got 7 eggs yesterday. So hopefully today there'll be at least 5 where I can make up a dozen eggs to put out at the farm stand. Well, when I open this side up, things are not looking real good about me getting 5 eggs. I got 2 on this side. Wait just a minute, girl. I'm going to set it back up in a minute. Uh-oh, here we go. 3, 4, 5. You locked up. 6, 7, 8. Here, I got to set it down for you. Woo! Drama, drama, drama in the coop this morning. Come here, girl. Look, I got to let this down so you can get in. Come here. All right, let's see. Here, look. Here's you. Okay, that worked. I'm going to shut the nesting box back up. You got any girls in there? Nope. 8 eggs. Yeah, 8. So we got enough to make up a dozen with the ones that I have already in the milk room. Somebody's going to be happy today. All right, get Cheese's pool cleaned out, and we're going to head on over to the barn. So, fact is, wherever I go, the 2 boys, Rocky and Bandit, make sure they're waiting for me, no matter what I'm doing. Mary Carl and I took a walk in the woods the other day. We thought we were doing everything secretive because, well, we were listening for birds. We were wanting things to be quiet. And next thing we know, here they are. They're right there with us in the woods. And I couldn't do anything but laugh about it because we went above and beyond to make sure we were quiet enough to where the boys wouldn't follow us. And this is Mr. Rocky right here, while Bandit's over there laying down. So I'm riding my tricycle and I put my eggs in the back. But as we go by Pocket, aka Pookie's pasture, Pokey. Hey, Pokey. We've built her up a little bit over time with grass. Now it is still early in the morning. I fed her and Peaches first thing. We did a live today, and the chickens are one of those that has food all the time. However, Peaches and Pocket, they depend on their clock to know when they're fed. So I did come on out early this morning and fed her and let her out on the pasture. Y'all take a peek. Hey, pretty girl. What you doing this morning? Come here and see me. What's he doing? You look so beautiful out here enjoying the grass. Yeah, I know. You're such a sweetheart. Yeah, give me some nibbles this morning. Where's Peaches? Did she go back to bed? Oh, here comes Bandit. And everybody knows that Pocket has lived with dogs in the past. So this is not something that she's afraid of. She's very interested in the dogs. However, I see no reason to put the dogs in there with her because Peaches is in there and she has a friend. So she's not alone. But we're exposing her to our animals every day, a little bit at a time. And she's been exposed to grass a little bit at a time as well as hay. So she is transitioning quite well. You like Mr. Rocket Bandit? Yeah, he's a sweet boy, isn't he? You think Bandit's gonna pet you? I don't think Bandit's learned how to pet yet, but I'll pet you. I will pet you. You love some lovins, don't you, baby? Yeah, that feels so good, doesn't it? Oh, goodness. So as I came into the barn to drop the eggs off, Pookie knew exactly where I was going. I was headed in those doors, and she beat me in here. So she came inside the barn to make sure I acknowledged she was in here. Girl, I'm going to be right back, okay? One thing we did do is we added 2 night lights. Instead of using the lamp, we're using night lights. They're plugged in these 2 plugs, and they're dusted on. So when we cut the lights off in the evening after we feed everybody, those night lights automatically come on, and I no longer have to use the lamp. Are you opening and closing the door, girl? Yeah, Peaches went outside. I saw her. Okay, I got something I want to show everybody. I'll be right back to visit you, okay? So I just went and turned the lights out in the barn and opened the door over here where Snow White lives with her dwarfs. And I was hoping that the roosters would make an exit because there she goes. Hey, Pookie. Did y'all hear that? We got a little whinny out of her. She's starting to be kind of vocal. She, at her old house, they said everybody in the neighborhood knew they had a mini horse because she did let out that little sweet noise that she does from time to time and lets you know that, hey, I'm over here. You need to come visit with me. The roosters are still in here, so I apologize if they start crowing and getting in our way. But I'm in the stall with our Silky hen, who is sitting on 2 eggs. And I've been watching these eggs closely because I said 2 weeks ago, there we go. 2 weeks ago is when I showed y'all the secret nest. So that's 14 days. On average, it takes 21 days for a chick to hatch. So I don't know how many days past 2 weeks we are, but I do know that I've been looking under her every day, anxiously awaiting a chick. Now, last night when I put everybody up, I came over and I made sure that she was okay. I looked up under her and I could have sworn I saw a crack in an egg. However, I didn't handle it too much because it was very chilly. And I didn't want her to be off the eggs for very long. Although, she has moved these eggs literally across this stall by turning them. We all know that chickens turn eggs. Most of the time, they're sitting in a nesting box where they're supposed to be laying eggs and they decide to sit on them. So their area is not very big. They're confined to that area. It has sides on it. But her being in this stall, she has the full area to do what she wants to. And she'll start out in one corner at the beginning of the day, and by the end of the day, she may have moved 5 feet, moving her eggs around. Now, that's kind of weird to me, but whatever works, right? So I have my handy dandy calendula, and I do believe that we should see some movement. I'm not happy about the temperatures having been the coldest of the season when she's sitting and expecting chicks. But I can't do anything about that because the eggs were already starting to form by the time I found her. So I didn't want to take the eggs away at that point. If she had not been sitting and I just found the eggs, of course I would have taken them, because I don't want a chicken sitting on chicks that depend on warmth to keep them alive. At least there's only 2 eggs. Y'all know what I'm saying. I got 2 cats here with me. This is going to be quite a challenge. We're going to do everything we can to see how far along the eggs are. Okay, Bramble, we see you, baby. We're going to love on you in just a minute. All right, I'm going to go ahead and turn the light on. And I know that's probably pretty bright, but 1 egg at a time. I know, sweet girl. Yeah, you pecking me. You are not happy with me. Maybe, just maybe, we can see some movement and know how close you are. I don't think this is the one with the crack. And I opened that door over there, which may have not been the smartest thing to do. Get back, baby. Get back. All right. I don't know about this one. I don't know about this one. Hopefully the other one looks better. You got another one under there? Let's see. Let's swap it out. Okay, put that one back. Put this one in. Oh, yeah, y'all. I feel a crack. I feel a crack. Oh, my goodness. Is it alive? Is it alive? I don't see any movement. Girl, this is not good. Uh-oh. Bramble, I think I see some movement. So the chick is obviously all on this side, and this is where the crack is, so that means that's where its beak is. Oh, goodness. Let's see. That is not good. That crack is not from the chick. That crack is obviously from her rolling it all across the barn. Oh, no. Well, I was hoping that we were going to have Thanksgiving babies. There's definitely not a chick in there. Let me get the one more time. Girl, I don't want you to sit in one place if there's not going to be any end result. Not the results that I was thinking. I just knew last night when I made sure that she was safe and in a good area that that egg was cracked because a chick was coming out. And that's the reason I did the video this morning. I was thinking that we may even see a baby when I lifted her up this morning. So this is not a good ending. We really didn't want to hatch chicks at this time of the year, but sometimes nature takes over, and she decided that she wanted to be a mama no matter what time of the year it is. And it didn't turn out to be the outcome that she wanted. But that being said, I'm going to try to see if I can't find her a little silky chick. Not many people are hatching chicks this time of the year, but I'm going to do my best to see if I can find a chick to swap out these eggs that are not going to hatch and make her happy at least. So while I won't be able to do that in this video because, well, it's just not enough time, I am going to let her sit on these until hopefully I find a remedy for this situation. You may ask, why would you just want a silky? Well, one reason is because she lives in the barn and she lives with Snow White and the other dwarfs, which is roosters. And I don't want to bring in another breed of chicken at this time of the year when she may not be able to keep it warm enough. It wouldn't be fully feathered for 5 weeks or so, and would need to have ample heat. It would be bigger than her. She's a Bantam Silkie, so they're not very big birds. And I just don't feel like it would have a good chance of survival, providing it's not small enough. Hello, Peaches. You know your name, don't you, girl? How's it going with you and Pocket being friends here? I think it's going pretty well. How about I cut you girls up a little pumpkin this morning to have as a special treat. So y'all, we haven't fed Pookie and Peaches together just for the fact that, well, Pocket has never had any competition when it comes to feeding. So, Peaches, you're blocking the whole camera, baby. Oh, you stole the pumpkin. No. Peaches, wait just a minute, baby. Look, here it is. So I am not going to feed them tug of war. I'm not going to feed them together because Pocket has never had an experience with another animal in competition for food. Peaches has. She knows how to handle it, but I'm doing this for Pocket's benefit, and we don't want any drama, so we can keep from having any. It always is the best answer. Right, girl? So it looks like Peaches has cleaned her plate, and I've got Pockets cut up into small enough pieces that I feel comfortable about feeding her. She was giving me a little weenie when I was cutting it up for her. Now, y'all know that Jessie and Honey did not care for the pumpkins, so this is going to be interesting to see if Miss Pocket feels the same way about pumpkin that Jessie and Honey do. What you think, girl? Got it cut up nice for you so there's no chance you'll choke on it? You let us know what you think. Oh, kisses. Oh, goodness. So I think this is a good thing. I think this means she likes her pumpkin. Peaches may get 2 servings. You don't like it? Huh? You're more interested. She's more interested in giving hugs and love than she is eating her pumpkin. So maybe Jessie and Honey are no different than any other horse. She's walking away. And I say horse, I know Jessie and Honey are donkeys, but they're still in the equine family. You would think that they would have the same appetite as a horse. Interesting. Appreciated it, but she's busy trying to figure out if she's got any leftover feed in her bucket. You like that, girl, or you don't? Not really? Since we've talked about chicken eggs and things in the garden that we plan to use for our Thanksgiving dinner, there's a little tidbit of information that some people find controversial, and that is about using oven bags for your turkey cooking if you have birds, meaning parakeets, conures, parrots, any bird. They can be lethal to a bird. And the reason being is because they have such a fragile respiratory tract. They're very, very sensitive to chemicals being given off and different smells. And it's not just turkey bags or oven cooking bags. There's a long list of things that are sensitive to birds and can potentially cause death. But I'm talking about turkey bags because we're approaching Thanksgiving, and I don't want anybody to lose a beloved pet because they didn't know that it could be detrimental to your bird's health. It's just something that I feel needed to be shared because not everybody knows. Not everybody knows that those oven bags that you cook your turkey in the oven potentially for Thanksgiving can be detrimental and potentially cause death in birds. you Google it, you type in bird deaths from oven cooking bags. It happens. It happens time and time and time again. And I'm just here to try to help. So I hope everybody enjoyed this video. I'm about to go on a search for a silky chick. Fingers crossed I find one. Y'all have a good day, a good weekend, and a good week. Y'all be good.